Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, summer is slowly fading away. And today I'm going to be talking to you guys about 7 different fragrances that I wore this summer when I just wanted something uplifting, kind of a pick-me-up, something fresh, light, brisk, clean. You know those days when you just need something easy to wear. Of course, I'm talking about fragrances like Ordo Parisi, Teroni, or possibly Oud for Greatness. Or wait, no, that's a different list. I do, though, have 7 legitimately fantastic fragrances for when you want just a easy to wear, clean fragrance. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about these. Now, this first one is truly the type of scent that you spray on when you just need a pick-me-up. You're not looking for beast mode performance. You're not looking to choke people out, at least probably. If you wanted to, maybe you could possibly do that if you pour this whole bottle on your head. I don't know. It's one that my wife really likes, and I do too. It is 4711 Acqua Colonia Lemon and Ginger. It doesn't cost all that much, and you can get it in a nice big size like this one, which is 170 milliliters. It's a weird number. I think it would be 150. I thought it was 150 until 2 seconds ago. Now, they keep it simple here. The name of the fragrance is Lemon and Ginger. The notes in the fragrance are lemon and ginger. That's it, okay? You know what you signed up for based off what was on the front. And what's really nice about this fragrance is it takes that, that tried and true ginger plus citrus opening that so many fragrances have, and it says, let's just make that the whole thing. Yeah, just the whole fragrance. We don't need mid notes. We don't need base notes. We don't need anything except for citrus, in this case lemon, and also the ginger. In case you're unaware of what I'm talking about, countless fragrances, especially blue fragrances, will utilize those 2 notes, some type of citrus, grapefruit, bergamot, orange, lemon, plus ginger in the opening because it works together so well. The ginger gives the citrus this kind of sweet, fresh, zingy pop, and it just makes it jump off your skin. And so that's what you get here. That's pretty much all you get, but they do it really well. Smells great. Performance, not so good. There are a lot of really bad jokes I could make about bad performance, but I won't, because even I would cringe internally pretty hard. Before I go any further, I need to shout out the Beast Mode Gents right here. These guys, and maybe gals, but probably guys, support this channel. I love each and every one of you. Deep from my heart. If you want to check out the perks of being a member, like a Beast Mode Gent like these guys here, click the join button below, or there's also a thing in the description that says something like, join this channel's membership program and get perks. It's not a cult. It's not a fragrance cult. For real though, shout out to all the Beast Mode Gents. Love you guys. Let's keep it rolling. Next up, Prada L'Homme Low. Iris, amber, neroli, and ginger, some of the notes in the fragrance, essentially just takes that Prada L'Homme DNA, freshens it up a bit. Again, big surprise, ginger in here. Only not really any citrus, instead you're getting neroli, which does give a kind of white floral citrusy tinge to the scent. So it's not really that far removed from the same idea that we talked about with the last fragrance. We got that clean Prada L'Homme soapy iris in here as well. Smells fantastic. Great scent for use basically any time during the summer and also the spring. It works in the spring too, or really anytime you want to wear it, frankly. Prada L'Homme Low is enormously loved in the community apparently, because on Fragrantica, as of this video, 4.43 out of 5. Well, that's a big score. Tied with Prada L'Homme Intense. So here's what I need you guys to do. This is completely unrelated to the video. You have to go and vote for your most favorite. Prada L'Homme Low, Prada L'Homme Intense. Ties will not be tolerated. It's like I'm like a bad Star Trek villain. Prada L'Homme Low, Prada L'Homme Intense. One has to have a higher score than the other. We can't have this tie nonsense. Ooh. Up next, Etat Libre d'Ange Cologne. Now this is simplistic and absolutely beautiful in its simplicity. Bergamot, blood orange, green notes. You've got white florals in here, musk, and a little tiny touch of leather. It has similarities to 4711, the original, which means it has similarities to Neroli Portofino, which means it has similarities to Bright Neroli by Ferrari. it's right in that style. And this thing, I love it. The more I wear it, the more I love it. And it's interesting for me because it seems to be slightly divisive to some people. Don't know if maybe it's because of the house it's from, because this house is generally known for doing crazy fragrances, like Secretions Magnifique, of course, which everybody knows about because that one has notes of stuff that you wouldn't want to spray on your skin. Like it has a milky kind of accord, kind of a blood accord, semen accord. Would you like to try my new fragrance? I infused it with the semen accord. It really appeals to aficionados. Go ahead. Could you imagine doing that at like Parfumania or something? One of those fragrance outlets, or Macy's even. Or you'd be like the salesperson who's very aggressive and doesn't take no for an answer, and they just walk up on you and start trying to hit you, and you're trying to like dodge out of the way. Already got a fragrance on, bro. Don't need that. That's what happens sometimes. You know, you go into these stores, they're really trying to push those fragrances. Have you smelled this? Just like blasting it toward you. I got distracted again. So Cologne, it's in that style of the fragrances I mentioned before, and the Roli Portofino, stuff like that. Very clean, green, soapy, smells fantastic. Little itty bitty touch of leather as it dries down, gives it a slightly masculine edge. And I think it's fantastic. I think for the price, it's really solid. Now, it's not cheap. It's just as far as niche fragrances go, it's not on the upper end. And that one, they have at Twisted Lily. I'll link all these in the description. If you shop at Twisted Lily ever, not just for that, but ever, Gents 10, save yourself 10% off. Or pay full price, but you shouldn't. You should save 10%. From one white bottle to another, Lacoste L1212 Blanc, or white. And this is the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Parfum is also good as well. Grapefruit, florals, suede, woods, some of the notes in this scent. For daytime use in the summer, my favorite Lacoste fragrances have been this one and then L1212 Yellow. I think those are great. They don't cost too much from discounters. They're really sporty, fresh, a little bit youthful as well. They've got a nice, brisk, kind of semi-synthetic smelling citrus in the opening, but it's really pleasant. And those Lacoste fragrances, they almost take me back to like a simpler time where you just wanted something that was clean, just easy to wear, you know, something you didn't overthink a bit because you knew everyone was going to at least think it smelled okay. I know that's kind of anticlimactic, but at the bare minimum, it's okay. It's not bad. And then you had a lot of people that were like, hey, that smells great. What is that? It's Lacoste. It's good. So Lacoste L1212 Yellow and White, just really simple. Went with white a little bit more this year, probably because I usually wear yellow more. So I was consciously trying to switch it up. This next one used to be back in the day, not that long back in the day, but still back in the day, bit of like a rack store hero. You could find it at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross's for very, 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 very little. You can find it at Fragrance Net, Fragrance X for very, very, very little, but the price has been going up. And it is Uomo by Zegna. I've always found this bottle interesting because I completely hate it and at the same time think it's kind of cool. So when I look at it, really simple, but for some reason I've always just thought, man, that is an ugly bottle. But then part of me thinks, it's kind of cool though in a way. And like I've done before, you can play washboard on it. Get a little coin maybe. Violet leaf, citrus, vetiver, and cedar, some of the notes in this scent. Classic Italian style cologne, very fresh, but gentlemanly. It's not very sweet, maybe not overly youthful, but for the price that you used to be able to get this for, it was really solid. The quality was there. Nowadays though, the price rising, it makes it not quite as much of a value proposition. Oof, $63.74. That's with the 25% off code, so you could lower that by another $8.50, but still over $50. That's an increase. Fragrance X, let's check it. Zegna Uomo. Sold out. That was anticlimactic. And it really is a bummer that the price on this keeps going up because this was, for the longest time, the best alternative to L'Homme Libre by Yves Saint Laurent. And I know some people would pronounce that like L'Homme Libre. Libre. Sorry, my French is non-existent. This is a long discontinued flanker in the YSL L'Homme line, which is actually really nice. very zingy, almost like a carbonated kind of metallic violet leaf and citrus combo in the opening. And Zegna Uomo would get you very close to that. And it still does. You just have to pay more. Up next, Acqua di Parma Colonia Pura. Yeah, with a name like Colonia Pura, you know it has to be clean and fresh, right? Acqua di Parma makes countless fragrances that really could have fit into this, that I could have reached for and would have done the same thing. Some of them, like the Blue Mediterraneano line, will lean a little more into particular fruits, and so they'll have much more of a kind of sweet opening, or a lot of them do anyway. Then you have stuff like Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza, or just Colonia, and those have more of that throwback kind of sophisticated Italian gentleman vibe to them. This one has bergamot, orange, petitgrain, musk, and cedar as some of the notes in the fragrance. You do get that citrus off the top, maybe more so than you would in Colonia or Colonia Essenza, and it is sweeter than those fragrances, but I'd say not as sweet as most of the Blue Mediterraneano ones that I mentioned before. The petitgrain gives it a nice little green touch, so it does have a bit of that Acqua di Parma gentlemanly kind of vibe in it, but it's been made more usable for high heat situations, I'd say. Really well done, very nice fragrance. Again, another great casual dumb reach kind of scent. Really love this one from Acqua di Parma. And last but not least, Mugler Cologne Fly Away. I love this stuff. This has grapefruit and cannabis, if you look at Fragrantica for the note breakdown. Now, it's not too much of a surprise that I would love this one, because the grapefruit in here is very rindy. Kind of like Light Blue Forever from Dolce & Gabbana, where the grapefruit there has this big rindy punch to it. It does here too. Only this one also has a green kind of cannabis note that works along with that grapefruit, which is gonna make it a little divisive. Some people are not gonna dig that. They're gonna say, oh man, that green kind of cannabis stuff that they put in there mucked the whole fragrance up. They ruined it. How dare they? And then other people will say, hey, that's kind of different. That's a unique twist. I like it. I'm of the second mindset. I like it. I think the citrus in there is fantastic. I really like that more unique kind of citrus smell in fragrances. I know some people do not. Some people prefer that more, sweet kind of fantasy take on a citrus note, as compared to the citrus that has both sweet and tart and all this going on at the same time. But I like a little realism in my citrus most of the times. So this one just works for me, and I love the green undertone. I don't think that it smells actually like you've been smoking weed or anything like that. So yeah, there's a cannabis note in here, but it's just kind of this little punch to the nose, this little tart, pungent little green punch. So there we go, 7 fresh, clean, uplifting fragrances. Really enjoy these. Sometimes, like I said at the beginning, you just need something that's not overly complex. It's gonna put you in a good mood. That's what all of these are. None of these are really complex. They're straight to the point. They're just there to put you in a good frame of mind. That's what they do. All right, it's gonna do it for me, guys. Thanks for hanging with me today. Let me know in the comments some of the fragrances that you dig when you're just looking for a pick-me-up. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video.